Welcoming Tim Means, Dirty Bird, to the program tonight. Obviously, a big news-breaking story happened on him. Your fight with Donald Cerrone is in jeopardy or definitely off at this point?
It's off at this point. I can go through the appeal process and get my second urinalysis because they tested the A sample. They said I can test the B sample, but by the time they go to test it, it's not going to give enough time for their protocol to have it complete before the fight gets here. So they just pulled me off the card.
So I want to apologize to folks at home. If you hear any buzzing or any cutting out, it's because Tim is literally on the phone with us right now, and his phone is blowing up. It's going to be crazy, so I apologize if it interrupts any part of this conversation, and hopefully you won't miss too much of it. So first, take me through the phone call you get that you failed the test. Just talk me through, not the emotion, just the physical phone call. This is what they're saying to you when you get the phone call.
Well, it started. My wife came in the room and said, "Hey, did you get your USADA test? It says that you had what was it called? Ostarine in my system." And I was like, "That's a terrible joke, not funny, you know." She's like, "No, for real. It's you have like 6 emails." So I wind up opening it up, and it said that I had low levels of this stuff in my system. And then Jeff Nowitzki with the UFC with the anti-doping protocol text me. I called USADA immediately trying to figure out what it was. They said, "Hey, you're on a supervised suspension till further notice." I called Jeff Nowitzki with the UFC. He said the same thing. "Hey, they're going to pull you off the show till we can go through the protocol, let you appeal it, but there's not enough time for you to appeal it, plus find you innocent and let you fight. So we have to do one or the other. They're going to pull me off the show, and I can still appeal it and have them. I have to put it in writing right here for them to test my second urine sample that they already have. So rather than just testing it and finding out what's going on, I have to put it in the writing. I got all my supplements on the table that I have to take pictures of, the ingredients. There's absolutely everything, man.
So let's talk about Jeff for a moment. What was the conversation with him like? Was it very sterile, or was he kind of aggressive with you, or was it just like, "Hey, look, sorry, buddy, this is kind of what's going on"?
No, he was very cool. Said that he would help me get through this. I told him, "Listen, man, you can look at my past. I've never been one that's ran from my responsibilities or things I've done wrong." I said, "I do not know how this got into my system. The craziest thing that's bugging me the most is I don't know what it's in here in my house. I don't know what to remove to make it okay." So
Every single fighter that's ever been caught, every single boxer, every single football player is like, "I don't know how I got it. I don't know what happens." And the next story is, "Oh, somebody in my camp gave it to me. It was in a bottle of water, or it was a supplement, a drink, an acai bowl they gave me after practice." Like there's always some excuse. There's always some excuse. You can't tell me that. Is there no story with you? You didn't take anything from anybody else? The only stuff you drink and eat is right there in the house?
I can absolutely sit here and say that. I have nothing to hide or backtrack on. I'm going through this whole entire process because I did not ingest anything knowingly. Now, not to say that there's nothing tainted in the supplement, because that can happen. We've had a whole meeting in Vegas with Jeff from vitamin B12s that had tainted anabolic steroids in it. It can happen, and it has happened, and he's been a part of that. So he's been super cool. They're going to help me get through this. They're going to show me the path to walk, and I'm going to go through each and every little bit of information I can to learn what I did wrong and learn how to be more aware of the supplement industry. I just got tested December 10th, passed that test. They came around testing me for low levels. It had barely even anything in it. So if I'm taking steroids so bad, how come my estrogen levels aren't high? How come there's no other signs of this stuff? How come I don't have no damn muscles if I'm taking steroids, man? Something's not right here, and we're gonna find out what it is. So
it's not funny. I'm sorry, but you're like, "How come I make damn muscles?" Like, that's funny. I'm sorry, that's funny. Like, I don't want to laugh because you're trying to be serious, but come on, that's
if I'm really doing it, man, I want a badass neck, a big chest, some damn arms here. But, man, I'm walking around with 12-inch arms, so I'm taking the wrong damn steroid, obviously, because it's not happening, man. I'm putting in the hard work. I'm busting my ass to get pulled off this card, and now I got a bunch of bitches hitting me up on social media and all these individuals calling me a cheater and everything. I'm not cheating, and I didn't ingest this stuff intentionally.
This is frustrating for me because obviously people that follow us, follow me here on MMA Oddsbreaker, know I interview you quite a bit. Before every fight, I try to get a hold of you because I do like you as a competitor. I like what I've seen in you in public. I like when we've met personally, how you treat me. I enjoy you as an athlete. But we got to forget about you for a second because you're tough. You're going to get through anything. You get an arm cut off. You got to figure a way around it. It's just who you are as a competitor. Let's talk about your wife for a second. She has to deal with this entire mess as not as an outsider, but as part of your team, looking at the emails, seeing the phone calls. She's reading social media. Stuff like this really affects everybody around you, the persons around you. What's going through her head right now? And I know she's across the table from you because we saw her earlier writing. But what is she talking? What's the conversations been like with her to this point? How's it been for your relationship going through some traumatic, from your position, completely false accusations?
What are you going through right now?
It sucks reading social media.
It sucks. She gets caught up in the social media and she's reading that stuff, which we don't need to read. But she even shook her head when she was reading to me, looked at me puzzled or whatever. I thought she was playing. I thought she was messing around. I was like, that's a terrible joke, not even funny. And she continued to stick by her story. I got on there, read it, and we know what we take. We know what's going on with our supplements. And, well, I guess we thought we knew what was going on with our supplements, but she believes me. I got the people in my group that know that that's not my style. You know what I mean? It's not the road I'm going to go down. I don't need to lie about it, and I've been forthright, and I've always admitted to my issues. I didn't do nothing wrong here. I'm going to stand by my guns. I'm going to put it in writing, get USADA to test the other sample that they have on my urine, and I'm going to send all this stuff in. I already took photos, sent all this stuff into Jeff, and I have the right people helping me, and I'm going to get through this.
So you take photos of everything, you get your second sample tested, and let's say it comes back, same result, a low level of whatever the hell Ostarine is in your system. What is next? Will there be a suspension, did Jeff say? Will there be a fine involved? Or what's going to happen?
They have a 2 to 4 year suspension possibly is what's on the table. They have to, if the urine sample comes back and it has the same stuff in it, then they'll be testing these supplements, going through and testing each one individually to see if there's something in the supplement. So that's where we're at. There
is a loophole. There is a. I hate to use this word, but there is an excuse clause kind of in the programming that, yeah, you may have failed. The A test says you failed. The B test says you failed. But here's the supplement that you're taking. This supplement actually has a low level of it in the supplement, and this is what the result that causes this positive test. Will that let you out of the 2-year ban, or are you not sure at this point?
Yeah, no, they will overturn what's going on right now. They'll completely dismiss it. And even when I did the test, back when they showed up, dude, I even tweeted about it. I was super confident in my test. I don't have nothing to hide at all. And then it just comes right out of left field. I'm on my way to practice, making a cup of coffee on my way to practice, and we get this information, So it just really feels like it's been one test after another for me, and this is just another test that I got to man up on and just hit head on.
Let's talk about Donald Cerrone. How do you think, first of all, how important was this fight for you? Because this is a pretty big marquee matchup, but this is me on the couch. I'm at home. I'm not getting punched in the head in practice. I'm not getting people trying to rip my arms off, trying to get ready for this fight. How important was this fight to you against Donald?
He lives right up the street here, and we're in each other's backyard, so bragging rights were on the table. It's a fun fight. It's the fights I enjoy. So, it just kind of feels like I wasn't expecting this fight to happen for a while. He was posting stupid shit on Twitter about Reebok and Nike, and then he rolls his truck. A bunch of shit was going down, and I even told my wife the day before, I don't care who they put in front of me. I'll be there February 21st, no matter what. Well, no matter what is a far cry because now there's a reason to not be there. And, man, I'm not cutting corners. I'm working my ass off. I'm not cutting corners. And, that's what I'm sticking to. I don't need to go Anderson Silva style and say, it's Viagra or whatever. All my shit's working correctly. I'm a skinny dude. If I'm taking steroids, it's going to show. And, this is just something that popped up, and it was a small amount, and they want to test the other supplement. They want to test the other urine, but I had to put it in writing first. They should already have done that before they even pulled me off the show to make sure that they were right. Because how many other tests are going through cross-contamination? How many tests are going through those machines? You know, they're testing 500 fighters right now. All these people keep popping up. What's to say contamination isn't on their end? You know, so I'm going to jump through the hoops that they want me to, and this will get straightened out in the end. The truth always prevails.
What did it cost you financially from this fight not happening now? Because we're in a life of feast or starve. Like you don't fight, you don't get paid. So what is it costing you financially for this fight to be gone?
It's costing me about $50,000 right now.
And that includes training camp, training partners, the supplements that you're supposed to take, as you know, like all that whole entire process. It's about $50,000.
No, that's just my show money to show up for the fight. That doesn't go into what I've already spent. Training partners paid, supplements paid, all that stuff. This is that's just $50,000 to show up and get some of that money back for that. That's not everything I paid for already. So I'm definitely in the hole. And again, why cheat? If I'm going out of my way to write checks and pay people in my corner, my team, put us on the map, why fucking cheat? You know what I mean? Why do that? You know, and it's just, man, it's just one damn thing after another, but it's life.
You're obviously frustrated. We can tell, you know, from the interview, you're not in panic mode, but you're definitely in like, what the fuck mode. And that's part of the process that you're going through. Is this process going to cost you anything? From, I got the phone call from Jeff saying I failed the test, and now I have to go through and write this note and take pictures of everything. Is there any financial problem to you, to your wallet, to go through test B, to get exonerated from this whole process?
They said I could be hands-on and be there, and that would cost, it would be financial obligations for me to be present or whatever when they do the test. I don't need to be present. I just want them to test the other sample they already have, you know. I'm not sure why I have to put that in writing to get it done. But, you know, I'm going to do just that, and I'm just going to take one step at a time, you know, one foot in front of the other, and, you know, this will get worked out.
Has there been a thought process of hiring an attorney to help you get through this process?
You know, I contacted Jeff right away, and he's been more than willing to help me. So he's an expert in this. He started calling all his buddies, getting on the internet, really because he didn't even what's this called again? Ostarine? He didn't even know about this at all either. He was asking me what it was. I'm like, dude, you're the drug dude. You're supposed to tell me, you know. He got on the internet, started doing research, and it just kept coming up to the same product. It's a pill form, and that's all it's tracked back to, really. And when I got on and Googled it and stuff, I couldn't really, I wouldn't even really know where to buy this stuff. I guess you could probably go into any GNC or whatever, maybe get it or whatever, but it wasn't something I've had in my house at all. So
I will say this, and this is for the folks at home mainly, that there have been several supplement companies, and you can follow Chris Bell. He's got Bigger, Stronger, Faster documentary, and now he's got a new one of Prescription Thugs out there where really you can there will supplement companies to make their supplement look better will grind up and put in steroids in their powder. So when you're mixing your protein powder at home, you're like, oh my gosh, this protein's amazing. Look how good I am. Well, it has Dynabol in it. Well, because it has Winstrol in it. Of course you look good because that's what's in it. And it's actually sometimes cheaper to put a steroid in it than it is to actually use high quality products in it. So there's a ton of and it's unregulated. So there's a ton of supplements out there that have crap in them. And obviously, in your opinion, you've got caught up in one of these things where a great supplement has crap in it, and you got popped for that.
I feel it's definitely right here or contamination on their end with their testing machines. But Jeff definitely explained that. He said that's definitely a possibility. It has happened. It does happen. And the dude's completely on board with me. He's going to help me out on this. And like I said, man, I told him straight up, I've never once ran from something that I did. I've always hit it head on. You can look at my backstory. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. And my ass isn't wrong on this, and I'm not going to admit to it.
As a fan of yours, Tim, I hope you're right. I hope everything gets exonerated. And even if you don't, and there's some other problem that pops out or something comes out later, I know for sure you're going to get through this. It doesn't matter what the process is. You're going to find a way to get through it because that's the kind of man you are. But I hope for sure that this all comes out and you get back to like, hey, they screwed up someplace. WADA screwed up. It was their fault, and you're completely exonerated. Because I really do like you as a competitor, and I really do like you as a fan of yours, that I don't want to see this kind of thing tarnish your record.
I don't want to tarnish my record either. At least give me some muscles if we're going to be accusing me of steroid use, man. That's all I ask. We're going to do it. Show me some more muscles.
Your wife's asking for the same thing. If you're going to cheat, at least give him some muscles.
Right. So, I'm confident in this, man. It's going to get worked out. It sucks that it's my first main event. It sucks that it's an awesome fight that I've wanted for a long time. Those things suck, but if we can find a positive out of it, help some fighters in the future. I'm absolutely done with supplements. Everything's going to be through food now. Supplements now, want to kick them off my table, but
there's nothing wrong with going, 100% organic on everything that you eat, and getting, find that, but I have a whole different theory on organic anyway, but like definitely going that style, because if you eat enough and eat right, you don't need supplements really.
Right. I keep looking at these supplements, wanting to beat them up, but I'm going to leave them up there for now. I got to take some more pictures and keep going.
Tim, thanks so much for coming on here. I know it's a trying, tough night for you. I appreciate you answering my text, answering my phone call, and taking care of this interview, man. It's once again, you're a stand-up gentleman. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the support, Trigg, and keep watching. We'll get this worked out.
You got it, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Later, man.